Gyroscope gathers and monitors all your data from all your apps and wearables to create a tailor-made action plan. But what do we measure and why do we measure it? That's probably a question you're going to be having when you're downloading the app. So let's go through each trend and graph one by one. The first section you have is general health. So starting at the top, you've got your health score. There are more in-depth resources on the health score elsewhere, but essentially it provides a snapshot of where you are in terms of health and longevity. Moving along one, and we have your resting heart rate. Now this can be an excellent indicator of overall health, with sudden or significant increases or decreases often signaling a change in your health. However, it's far from black and white, so any changes generally require a bit of a deeper analysis and maybe some comparisons with other health metrics to see what's actually going on. Next, we have your body fat percentage. Most body fat is measured using a technology called bioelectrical impedance, which is known to be somewhat unreliable on spot measurements, but if there is enough data, the trend can still tell a useful story. Overweight and obesity is causally linked to a variety of issues such as diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer. Our fat loss protocol can help you achieve and sustain this. The next section is activity. Steps are a display of how much you move, and how much you move is positively correlated with a number of health benefits. There's nothing magical about that 10,000 steps a day number, but anything you can do to move more often and get more steps in is generally beneficial for health. Ideally, reaching around 6K or more a day is a good baseline. Moving to the next section, we have sleep analytics. Sleep is paramount to health and longevity, and it plays a pretty direct role in fat loss too. When you're sleep deprived, ghrelin goes up, which can make you feel hungrier, and leptin goes down, which can make it harder to feel satisfied after eating. Our main trends focus on sleep quality and also quantity. This can be an interesting trend to correlate with things like resting heart rate, HRV, which we'll come to, and even weight to see if there are any patterns there. HRV stands for heart rate variability, and this is another interesting metric that can tell us a lot about your current state of body and mind. It's a measure of how much variation there is between each heartbeat, reflecting the balance and flexibility of your autonomic nervous system. High HRV generally signals that your body can adapt well to stress, recover efficiently, and maintain resilience, all of which are linked to better cardiovascular health, lower inflammation, and improved longevity. The next section is exercise analytics. For you runners out there, you have two separate graphs. One that shows how many times you ran, for how long and how long it took, and another that details the speed of your runs. However, the really big metric here is VO₂max. VO₂max is the maximum amount of oxygen your body can use during intense exercise, essentially a measure of your cardiovascular fitness and aerobic capacity. It's one of the strongest predictors of longevity because a higher VO₂max means your heart, lungs, and muscles are working efficiently to deliver and use oxygen. Moving down to mind analytics, this is where you can monitor your mood trends along with stress and energy. Mood is calculated via a series of flashcards that we recommend you do as part of your morning routine before the day has had a chance to influence how you feel. By doing this, you can gauge how you're feeling over time and monitor spikes and dips in mood, correlating them against other health metrics like food, exercise, and sleep. Down to metabolism, where we focus on weight and body fat percentage. The latter we have already covered, but weight is also important to monitor as it tells us a lot. Weight goes up when you eat food and down when you go to the bathroom. It can be higher when your body is holding onto water too, even if body fat is going down in the background. Monitoring the trend over time can give you insights into the general direction of your body fat percentage, as well as how different food and lifestyle factors affect your weight. On to nutritional analytics, and here we track fasting, calories, protein, fat, carbs, sugar, fiber, caffeine, and alcohol. Our main targets in the app focus on calories, protein, and fiber, as we believe making sure these are in line tends to make sure that everything else falls into place. The penultimate section is longevity, which includes blood pressure, resting heart rate, and VO₂max. We've discussed resting heart rate and VO₂max already, as they also appear in the general health and the activity sections, but blood pressure is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Optimal levels are around 110 to 120 over 70 to 80 millimeters over mercury, and these are linked to the lowest risk of heart disease, stroke, dementia, and early death. Longevity is best supported by keeping blood pressure within healthy ranges through lifestyle factors like eating well, sleeping well, exercising often, stress reduction, and using medication when necessary. Finally, we can also track productivity metrics through the use of an app called Rescue Time. This tracks computer time, productive time online, and time spent on other tasks or activities online. From general health to exercise, sleep, nutrition, mental health, and productivity, there is no other system other than Gyroscope that gives you such a comprehensive overview of what's happening on the outside as well as on the inside.